Tonight on News 5 Live, the body of Dornell Talbert is mistakenly cremated. His mother, who flew in from the States, is up in arms. A fatal RTA on the George Price Highway leaves one person dead and a pair of tourists injured. Opposition leader Shine Barrow informs the Speaker of the House that Patrick Faber and Tracy Panton are no longer with the UDP. And in tonight's episode of 5-Point Breakdown, we take a look at the National Assembly and the role of the legislature. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Time of year again. Time to celebrate being Belizean and do it in style. Enjoy incredible discounts on our wide selection of vibrant colors like 15% off Berger, Penta, and domestic decorative paints store-wide, 25% off Penta Decon Matte Emulsion, and 25% off select Penta Flat Emulsion, Weather Shield, and High Gloss paints. Plus, 25% off select Berger 303, 404, and Everglow paints, 30% off Valspar paints, 40% off all Dutch Boy paints, and up to 40% off discontinued and clearance colors, 20% off all Pistoforte tiles, all mirrors, and Eureka vats. Plus, major discounts on clearance items. So don't miss out on these amazing deals. Come in today or contact us online. Brothers Habet wishes all Belizeans home and abroad a happy and safe September celebrations.
Belize on Friday, September 20th. Guinness Sounds of Greatness set in the world. And DigiWallet presents the 10th annual Soca and Culture Fest live at the Belize Civic Center. Doors open at 9 p.m. Come ready to jump, wave, and sing to an unforgettable night featuring the baddest soca trio to grace the stage. The Byron Lee headliners, Leon Caldero, Lima Caldio, and Oscar B with their band, firing up the stage with classics like these. All the way up to new hits like these.
If you're looking for sweetness to put inside a market.
Alongside international dancehall reggae superstars, Mr. Brock It Down, Mr. Gallus. It's Mr. Vegas blazing the stage together with Jamaica's hottest dancehall artist, Nige Boy. Along with DJ Anna and Ultra Simo, Belize's best, the General Super G, the Young Star, Hubie, Belize Soca Queen, Ernestine Carballo, and Belize's top DJs.
Get your deals this weekend at the Expo. Platinum is only $190, VIP is only $125, and General is only $40. This Saturday and Sunday, next to the main stage at the Expo.
Friday, September 20th at the Belize Civic Center, the 10th annual Soca and Culture Fest, featuring the Byron Lee headliners, Jamaica's hottest dancehall artist, Nige Boy, and Mr. Vegas. Be there.
At St. Catherine Academy, we're not just teaching history and science, we're preparing our young women for the future. Going cashless with DigiWallet isn't only about convenience, it's about safety and building a tech-savvy generation. St. Catherine Academy and DigiWallet are leading the way, showing that a secure and cashless campus is possible and beneficial to all. You should try DigiWallet yourself today and see what you've been missing.
Let us help you to empower your school with DigiWallet. Streamline payments, elevate efficiency.
My name is Leomar Langsert and I'm a teacher and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer, with these online that Belize Bank offered, is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Wednesday, September 11th. I am Sabrina Daly. On Monday, we told you about the murder of 26-year-old Dornell Talbert in Scotland Half Moon Village. But his story did not end with just a homicide. Tonight, his mother is up in arms because her son's body was wrongfully cremated. Stephanie Talbert traveled to Belize from the U.S. today to say her last goodbyes. Her son's funeral was scheduled for Sunday, September 15th. When she arrived and reached out to the funeral home she contracted, Munnings Funeral Home, she was informed that Dornell Talbert's body was cremated on Monday. The circumstances that led to the error, however, are not as clear. There are still questions to be answered. We spoke with the mother about the unfortunate mix-up outside the KHMH morgue. We also heard from Andrew Munnings, the owner of Munnings Funeral Home. He told us that he is taking full responsibility for the anguish the family is facing.
I did look for understanding, I look for answers because I just come back in the country today and I come to bury my son. I come for a body. And now then they tell me that they burned my son. We never agree for no crimination. We agree for a body, if you do the service for a body. No, they criminate my son. I don't have closure. How I want to get closure for my son when I don't see her?
Who cremated the body?
I don't know what's his name. Some Chico, one guy named Chico, take the body Friday and just got cremate him without authority from Mr. Mullins. He's told him that they had a cremation for Monday, but it was a woman, and cremation cancel. Why would you take a man body go cremate her? How could you mistake a man for a woman? That's my point. How could you do that? Authority. You need death certificate. I mean, you need the paper. You need the paper where they give you when you go do the postmortem. How could he burn the man, burn the body? How am I closer for my son? He said he misunderstood. He only hear cremation, and he went and cremate the body. Come on, man.
For a mother, I would imagine this is very hurtful. What do you have remains?
Man, I ask God for strength daily. I ask him for strength. One thing I can always say about my son when they killed, he wasn't a coward. I didn't raise a coward. I didn't raise a coward. He died because of living his life how he lived his life. He's not a coward. And now, they took everything from me and it can't be replaced because I never get to see her. They shot her. I don't get to see her now. I come to bury her body. And now I see the body, I got ashes.
We have some questions to answer today. What went wrong?
What went wrong, and as I told the family, when I am busy, when we are in a funeral, well, what happened Monday was my daughter was sick, so I was out. Leva's funeral home is our third-party home. If we have to pick up a body from the Boom Medical College after an autopsy, we would call them and we would pay them $250 to move the body from Boom to KHMH. What happened that day, up to this point, I still want a lot of answers from him. But as I told the family, I'm not going to put the blame on him. I am not going to throw him underneath the bus. I take full responsibility simply because you trusted me with your service. We had a cremation on that day, but the daughter of the person that we should cremate did not come in, so I called him like 9 in the morning and I told him the cremation is cancelled. However, we have a body that we have to pick up from Boom to bring back to KHMH. Even KHMH, we waited after 5 that evening for the body to return. All right, so up to the morning of the cremation, up to this afternoon, we don't know anything. When the uncle came into my office this morning for a quotation, everything was normal. The funeral was set for Sunday morning. Everything was set. It was when I reached out to the morgue and I asked, all right, you guys can start to proceed, but his body is not here. When the guy Chico called me, he is the owner of Leva's funeral home. He was the one that personally went to pick up the body. When he told me that he's about to pass for his cremation payment, which payment? I don't have no payment for you. When he told me he burned the young man that he picked up from Boom, literally, I felt like I was dreaming. Like literally, like I have never experienced anything like this in my life, because you've heard about it on the news in the past, and I've always told myself I never want to go through anything like that. And my thing is, the reason why I blame myself is simply because you could have high business ethics, but you have to know who you hire to work with you. They might not have that same ethics like you on everything. But right now on everything, like I am telling the family, I am not going to push him underneath the bus. I am not going after him any kind of way. You guys trusted me to take care of your loved one, so please put the responsibility on me. And in all honesty, I will never tell the family, oh, I understand what you are going through. I definitely don't. And I will never pretend to, but how I feel at the moment, it's definitely not even an inch of how they feel, but I need to even if I could make this a little bit better in putting myself in this personally to take care of the family.
One person is dead and the fate of another victim is unknown following an accident between mile 36 and 37 along the George Price Highway earlier this afternoon. Around 12:15 p.m., a blue Ford Escape was traveling in the direction of Belmopan when it collided with a white van transporting a pair of tourists from Jaguar Paw, severely injuring the passengers inside the vehicle. News 5's Brittany Gordon was on the scene with more details.
Another person is dead following a road traffic accident at midday. Since the beginning of the week, at least 3 people have died in a fatal collision. Today, while traveling in opposite directions along the George Price Highway, 2 vehicles collided, injuring 5 people and killing at least 1. Marvin Virula was among the first responders to arrive on the scene. He tells us how he stopped to offer his assistance.
When I just get here, I just see that smoke from this vehicle may come, I guess, because the radiator may broke up and so, right? So, just, they want them to look really, really bad, and they want them to still need to be assisted, right? So, they may have our next pickup truck and an older guy and a younger guy when we assist to. They bring them out and try to give them shades and so on. Actually ban one of them up, because of the injury we had. And afterwards gone to this vehicle because we realized the person is still alive in there, and at the time they had more people stop by and decided to cut the seat belt because one of the guys we actually think there was one person in there, but when we got closer we realized 2 in there, but one motionless, right? I guess maybe he probably gone as impact, but we managed to cut the seat belt and then give her at least space to make it breathe.
The blue Ford Escape was traveling from the direction of Belize City, carrying 2 passengers, while the white van contained a Belizean tour guide and 2 American nationals. Virula says that just minutes before the collision, he saw the blue vehicle overtaking him on the road. The sight of a mangled vehicle in the middle of the highway just moments later was harrowing.
And actually, the drive coming this way too. And this vehicle may pass me must like, after the whole scene and everything, you can't, remember everything exactly how it happened. But I'd say maybe like 5 minutes, he may pass me and he may frightened for see that they may had an accident, and middle of the street, and the driver, the tour guide, said that what happened is that I don't know if they had a blowout or they just lose control, and he got from one side to the next and he couldn't avoid it, and that when he had the impact against her.
The passenger in the Ford Escape was motionless when responders arrived to assist, while the driver was still breathing. The injuries suffered by the passengers in the van were not life-threatening, and they were taken to the Western Regional Hospital for treatment. Due to the accident, traffic was backed up for over an hour, stretching the length of Mile 36. Truck driver Jorge Escalante was one of the first drivers to encounter the accident on the road.
When I was coming through the road, me see the big accident, and so there was some vehicle crossing through the side, but when after come the police, I may have to slow down and stop because suddenly they hurry and come and put the cones, and so I did right here like maybe like 1 hour and a half, something like that or more.
As a truck driver, Escalante remains hyper-vigilant of accidents he may encounter on the road. But he says that an incident of this severity is something that he cannot describe.
They take out one person from the vehicle, and they carry the one who was in the middle of the road. There may be 1 life and 1 dead.
So what was that like for you, seeing that, as a driver that drives on these dangerous roads every day, to see firsthand something like that in front of you?
Well, that we can't explain that because that sounds like something in the dark, and when something just like frighten or I can't explain that.
Virula sprang into action to help shortly after realizing that the victims needed assistance. He was fueled by adrenaline due to the intensity of the moment.
How does it feel, to know that you came in such close contact with an accident of this severity?
Like I tell you, when you run into the things here, actually me gone live, and then I cut off my life for actually assist. But within that, I try, bring back memory to exactly what point them passed me, and I can't remember, because of so much, too much excitement of seeing this thing, and well, it's sad, to see things like that, because as we get there, you see the person, they bleed a lot. Like I said, you could have clearly see that the driver is still alive, but that you could have see that they need assistance like right away.
Although the cause of the accident is still under investigation, Virula believes that first responders should be stationed along the highways, particularly around times of public celebrations, should accidents like this occur.
Try call police, ambulance, and so some of the guys and they said that they don't call and then they come, but you know, when then things happen, I don't know if they should have like I believe they should have like an ambulance just to linger around, you know, between the long stretch right here, you know, where especially for, you know, like a day like, you know, when a lot of activities they happen or things like that, because people sometimes tend to be, you know, maybe they don't drink all day, but they, you know, 2-3 alcohol drinks in their system, and you know, without good for have like as I say, you know, certain areas just have an ambulance to linger about, you know, that when you hear this happen, they should be the first ones for the day, you know. And I think if the police could reach afterwards, but the ambulance are the ones that could assist them people to survive, you know.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Tragedy struck in the quiet community of San Felipe Orange Walk late Monday night, where a deadly collision between a vehicle and a cow claimed one life. Authorities have confirmed that the incident occurred on the main highway just outside the village. News 5's Marian Ali reports.
A man lost his life in San Felipe village when the motorcycle he was driving on Monday night struck a cow that had wandered onto the road. It happened in this area of the road where cattle ranches are located. The driver, 18-year-old Alvin Guardado, who was traveling alone at the time, died the same night. Police informed that sometime around 8:30 on Monday night, Guardado was driving a black Honda 190 motorcycle towards San Felipe village when he ran into a cow in the road about 1 mile before the village. Guardado was flung to the pavement and suffered severe injuries to his head. He was transported to the hospital before authorities arrived at the scene, but hospital personnel at the Northern Regional Hospital could not save his life. The family, overcome by grief, declined to give interviews on the incident, but information reaching our newsroom is that Guardado was on his way home after visiting his girlfriend when the incident happened. There are signs warning drivers to be aware of cattle crossing the road in that area. In the past, Orange Rock District has been known for accidents of this nature. Closer to the town itself, buffaloes that are taken to graze near the Philip Golson Highway and the Orange Walk bypass have been reported to cause accidents and have become a concern for motorists who use the roads. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
A House meeting is scheduled for Friday, and the Leader of the Opposition has officially informed the Speaker of the House of Representatives that Patrick Faber and Tracy Panton are no longer members of the United Democratic Party. The letter signed by Opposition Leader Moses Shine Barrow is requesting that the Speaker of the House, Valerie Woods, quote, declare at the next sitting of the House of Representatives that members from Albert and Collett have ceased to be members of the House of Representatives by reason of having been a member of a political party, unquote. In summary, Barrow's letter informs the Speaker of the House that Faber and Panton no longer represent the United Democratic Party in Parliament. With such a declaration, questions have now arisen about the seating arrangements for the parliamentarians on Friday. Where will Tracy Panton and Patrick Faber be seated? The new space inside the George Price Center does not allow for a second row on the opposition side of the House. So the most likely position would be further down the aisle if the Speaker of the House is to honor this request. Collett area representative Patrick Faber has since come out to say that the letter is riddled with baseless claims that he has resigned from the United Democratic Party. In a Facebook post, he noted that this is not the first time the opposition leader has wrongly invoked the Constitution for political gain. In his statement, Faber went on to say that, quote, Barrow's actions display either a profound misunderstanding of the Constitution or a malicious intent to undermine my position, end quote. We will continue to follow these latest developments. Friday's House meeting will be the first since the Bressenu administration purchased the controversial piece of land in Belmopan a few weeks ago for the construction of the University Hospital. The sitting of the House of Representatives will also be held at the George Price Center for Peace and Development, while the Assembly building is being refurbished. But will the elected members of the opposition turn out to support Shine Barrow on any of these issues, given what has been taking place internally? Here's UDP mouthpiece Delroy Cutkelvin.
As an opposition, one of the main role of the opposition is to keep the government in check and in line, not just to win a general elections. And this case in point that I raised underscores that here is an outrageous deal that the entire nation is revolted by, and you can't let we off the hook, and we can't let ourselves off the hook. We are the constitutional opposition.
So this will be the first House meeting since that land was purchased, right? As contentious as the issue is, right? Shine Barrow will be there on Friday as the leader of the opposition. We don't know exactly what the seating arrangements for the other dissenting two will be. God knows if Sister B or if Hugo Pat will be there. So is he then to stand before the quote-unquote honorable house and share his official position without the backing of the other four, considering how small as it is the opposition?
Well, I have no reason to believe that the other representatives will not be there, other than one particular member who we know have had her issues with attending House meetings for her reasons, which I won't try to defend at all. But I have no reason to believe that the Honorable Hugo Pat will not be there. I have no reason to believe that the Honorable Patrick Farber and the Honorable Tracy Panton will not be there.
According to Cutkelvin, despite the firmly held position of others in the echelons of the United Democratic Party, all attempts were made to resolve the issue between party leader Shine Barrow and the Alliance for Democracy via mediation. That effort, nonetheless, also proved fruitless.
When the Central Executive first met to consider this matter of this so-called breakaway group, there were some who came to that meeting with their minds made up that they were going to move swiftly to deal with this matter. There were others like myself and Diane, people like Lindsay Garber, people like Alberta August, who said, let us give an opportunity for a mediation process. And there were some who said, well, what if the mediation process yields no positive result? And I was quick to say, we have to be positive and optimistic that it will yield positive results.
But
because
it didn't.
We all love this party.
But it didn't, hence the reason.
But I'm just making the point that the party leader and the chairman and others have exercised great restraint in making certain decisive moves in terms of addressing what is happening here. So I'm making the broader point that there is much democracy at work in the operations of the party, because it was because of our insistence that we must give another opportunity to try to let this thing work. It was because of that that we ended up with a mediation process in the first place. And no one can rule out the possibility that some form of mediation can happen still. I continue to maintain that the UDP has been through these kinds of tribulations and trials before, and we have eventually worked it out.
Coming up, 3 more e-buses are introduced to inter-district runs across the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connection. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Tired of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
Since the announcement came almost 2 years ago that the Ministry of Transport would be pushing for an upgrade in the public transportation system, bus operators have been making efforts to access financing to acquire better fleets and secure their runs. Along with the upgrade was the announcement that the United Nations Development Program was providing funding for Belize to acquire a fleet of electric buses, 2 for Belize City and 3 for inter-district runs across the western and northern routes. While the e-buses in the old capital have been a welcomed option for a couple of months now, the ones earmarked for the cross-district runs have only been in the country since last Wednesday. According to e-mobility project manager Tahira Usher, there will be 2 buses running in opposite directions along the western route, while the third will run along the northern route. She went over the criteria for a company or individual to qualify for all 3 routes.
We've asked private operators to indicate their interest in managing and operating these buses. Under that specific expression of interest, there are specific criteria or qualifications that they would be required to have in order for them to be considered to manage and operate the 3 buses. They would then have access to the full request for proposals, and then they'd be able to submit their bids and then be evaluated based on those criteria that are outlined within the tender document. The specific criteria is looking at, in terms of your experience, do you have any experience within the sector, looking at the financial standings. Within the expression, you see that there's, and I can share the link with you, there's specific criteria that ask for in terms of providing financial the financial breakdowns for the business and able to show your financial capacity to actually operate and manage, as well as the human resources. So do you have the relevant capacities within your existing within your existing business to be able to run these buses? So, for example, your bus drivers, your conductors, and your human resources in terms of your accountants and stuff like that. So it asks specifically for those criteria. And then based on that, then we'd be able to, with their submission, evaluate whether or not they meet those minimum criteria.
Usher explained that one bidder, whether a company or an individual, will get the green light to operate all 3 buses under the routes mentioned. She explained that the runs will not interfere with those that are currently being conducted because the time slots are different from the schedules that current bus operators run.
It's one tender, and so the 3 buses would be awarded to one bidder, one successful bidder. The document specifies the routes and the times in terms of peak and off-peak times, and I know that the Department of Transport did their thorough research and investigation in terms of ensuring that none of the times which are being proposed does not interfere with any existing routes or runs. So I know they've done a lot of work in terms of that to ensure that there's no clashes with any of the existing runs right now.
The International Network of Women in Business, NIME, is inviting the public to join them on November 9th for Belize's first ever International Women's Forum. It is a collaboration with the Federation of Organizations of Women, businesswomen and entrepreneurs of Central America and the Dominican Republic. It aims to raise awareness on challenges and business opportunities for women in the tourism sector in the region. NIME President Katia Montenegro-Hor provided more details on the event.
So today marks a significant milestone for NIME Belize as we signed the first Memorandum of Understanding with the Development Finance Corporation. This collaboration is a powerful one for us. NIME Belize has been collaborating with the Development Finance Corporation since the beginning of our journey in 2022. NIME Belize offers a space, a platform, a community for women in business to grow and succeed in business. We offer mentorship, advocacy, and opportunities to provide the tools for women to succeed in business. Through this collaboration, we hope to enhance the different incentives and programs that we offer for our membership. And of course, today marks the beginning of a long-term relationship in terms of access to financing and different programs that can provide women the different opportunities to access finances. As we know, this is one of the main challenges for women-owned businesses. So this collaboration is very important for both organizations.
As we know, Belize is heavily dependent on the income that comes from women that are employed for their households, taking care of their children. So what about the impact that organizations like NIME and the initiatives that you guys run have on women in Belize?
So one of our main objectives is to provide the different tools, information, and opportunities for women in business. We create that by providing women a safe space where they can share experiences, ask questions, collaborate with each other, and even create partnerships. So through collaborations like this, we are able to address the specific needs of women-owned businesses and work together to create different products, financial products and services that women can have access to.
Finally, DFC you said this collaboration will give you guys more access to funding. So how can we see the initiatives that you guys do expand now that this collaboration will take into effect?
So we are at the beginning of the collaboration, of course. There is a process that we need to go through, and of course, one of our objectives as well is to create mentorship programs and different boot camps specifically for financial literacy and inclusion. So once we have our members be part of that, then we can provide the different requirements and the different structure that they need in order to be able to access financing.
The International Network of Women in Business, NIME, has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Development Finance Corporation to empower women entrepreneurs and drive economic growth in Belize. The partnership will bolster NIME's support for women-led businesses by providing financial resources and business development support for its members. Katia Montenegro Hoare told us how this partnership will assist over 200 women across the country.
NIME Belize is hosting the first International Women's Forum in Belize. This is the 9th regional forum in Central America and the Dominican Republic. So we will have delegates from the different organizations of women in business in Central America and the Dominican Republic, as well as different partners in the U.S. and Mexico. Together, we hope to have a large network of women in business collaborating and forming partnerships, showcasing their products and services. The forum will be happening on November 9th. We will start with a forum with different presentations, addressing challenges and opportunities in the tourism sector specifically, addressing the different gender gaps and the different opportunities that women have. And also we will have an expo for women in business the same 9th of November during the night. And of course also we are having a masterclass with our members and different participants from the international delegation to talk about gender equity, specifically in the tourism sector.
So how do women participate in this forum? Do they need to sign up somewhere, or what's that process looking like?
Yes, we are at the stage of promoting the event, and then we will have a registration form. You can reach out to NIME Belize to find out more about how you can register and be part of this amazing opportunity.
After the break, the legislature and nation building in Belize. But first, here's the weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connections. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Tired of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
Historic heat waves are affecting countries like never before.
Children are at risk because the humidity is very high, and the days in Belize are getting pretty hot. It's much hotter than before.
Children can become very sick when there are high temperatures and when we are experiencing extreme heat.
I feel my skin burning sometimes. My shoe, it feels very hot when I walk around.
So we encourage teachers, students, and parents to encourage children to carry water in their water bottles.
I think they should always have water in the classes to refill their water just in case they cannot come out to buy the water or their water finished in class.
You should do your research on heat stress, and that way you'll be able to easily identify symptoms if they are present in you or your children or any family members. And then if they are present, you act immediately and take yourself or whoever to healthcare facilities.
How can a precision-engineered and sustainably made tire change your world? A tire that gives you strength and safety when you need it most.
What we learn on the track, we innovate
For the road, bringing next-level quality and reliability to every drive. At GT, we believe our tires can deeply improve the driving experience for each and every one of us, whatever our goals. Enjoy driving. GT Tire.
MacNav Visual Strategies, where creativity meets business. Step inside our world of innovative visual solutions. From captivating graphic design to expansive wide format productions, our services are tailored to bring your vision to life. Experience the impact of our high-quality signage and billboards, embroidery, promotional items, and professional paper printing, all designed to elevate your brand's presence. Every project reflects our commitment to creativity, quality, and client satisfaction. At MacNav Visual Strategies, we transform ideas into visual realities. Get in touch today.
Are you looking for a career where success has vast potential? As an agent with RFNG Life Insurance, you'll be a part of a dynamic team that values ambition and hard work. Our agents enjoy numerous benefits, including flexible working hours, high earning potential, and thorough training programs. Why is becoming an agent important? Because you get to shape your future. You will help clients achieve their dreams, and in doing so, you'll achieve yours. Starting on your first day, you'll receive thorough training and continuous professional development. Our cutting-edge tools and resources will equip you to excel in the field. Achieving your goals as an agent is simple with our well-defined roadmap to success. We provide mentorship, performance incentive, and a vibrant community to help you stay motivated and on track. Our support network is second to none. You'll have access to experienced mentors, a collaborative team environment, and recognition programs that help you celebrate your milestones and achievements. Contact us today and become a part of something extraordinary. RFNG Life Insurance. Your future, our commitment.
The National Assembly is one of the most important features of the country's governance system. It is the seat of the legislature, one of the three branches of government. The National Assembly is where laws are created in the interests of accountability and good governance. Belize's legislative history runs deep, from Burnaby's Code in the late 17th century to the Legislative Assembly in the mid-18th century, and now the National Assembly in the 21st century. But it was not until the mid-19th century that these residents of then British Honduras were afforded the right to elect representatives. Today, the National Assembly houses 31 elected members in the House of Representatives and 13 members of the Senate. Their roles are just as important now as they were centuries ago. News 5's Paul Lopez takes a closer look at the roles and responsibilities of the legislature in this week's installment of the 5-Point Breakdown.
The National Assembly of Belize was founded on December 31st, 1963. Before then, it was called the Legislative Assembly. The first general election was held in 1954, where 9 of the 15 members were elected. Before then, all members of the Assembly were nominated. With the right to vote came the emergence of political parties.
The House business is important. The proceedings in both the House and the Senate, very important, because people do listen, and what they're listening to hear is how the elected representatives are taking care of them as a people, how they're advancing those initiatives. And so people then should also take an active part, and it's called participatory role in ensuring that their interests are taken care of by their elected representatives. So whether it has to do with water, safety, whatever it is, business, their representatives should be representing their interests from their various constituencies in the House and Senate.
The People's United Party won the first general election. The members who were elected to the then Legislative Assembly included names like George Price, Philip Golson, and Lee Richardson, to name a few. The name changed to the National Assembly when British Honduras gained full self-governance and effected the Constitution. One role that has remained constant through the transition is the seat of the Speaker. In Belize, the Speaker's role has been traditionally one of a referee.
It's important because the business that is discussed here by the 31 members of the Parliament in the House and the 13 in the Senate, that is what impacts everyday life, right? That they create legislation, they amend legislation, they debate on motions, on loan motions as well, as well as other forms of motion in terms of support for a foreign country program or an alliance with a foreign country or position with a foreign country. So it does impact everyday lives of Belizeans.
The Assembly building in Belmopan was inaugurated in 1970. 54 years later, it is undergoing major renovations. Over the course of the next 12 months, parliamentary meetings will be held at the George Price Center for Peace and Development. At the 1970 inauguration, an ordinance was passed to change the name of the colony of British Honduras to Belize. I think most Belizeans lack interest in the business that takes place within the National Assembly.
Well, have you watched the House meetings? You know, it's up to us those of us who are in leadership positions and those of us who are responsible for what goes on at the legislature, it's up to us to make it appealing and to encourage our citizenry to pay attention and to be alert at what's happening at your legislature, because it impacts them, it impacts all of us. We have to do a better job, and I say that collectively. The way we debate, language we use, the parliamentary decorum, but we also, from the administrative side of the parliament, we have to do a better job in terms of reaching out to the public.
During National Assembly debates, spectators get to see what happens inside the parliamentary chambers. But behind the scenes, there's a National Assembly staff, supervised by the clerk and the deputy clerk, who is appointed by a National Assembly committee.
The work is not only what you see on TV with people going back and forth. Some things good, some things bad, some things we can do better with. But it is what is happening behind the scenes to make sure that these meetings take place. But we have a more important role in making sure that the National Assembly operates at a very high level, a professional level, so that when bills are proposed and come to the House, there's systems and committees in place to look at these bills to see are they ready to fact check some of those the information that are being proposed in that, and to be able to offer our legislators the opportunity and insight into other laws and bills.
Essentially, the fabric of the Belizean identity has been woven together in part by what happens inside the National Assembly throughout the years. From the freedoms that are afforded to us, aid for the most vulnerable, essential infrastructural development, and the list goes on. But how can greater public participation in the legislative process be encouraged?
Every decision taken in the National Assembly of Belize, both the House of Representatives and in the upper house, the Senate, it is about people's lives. It's about the direction of the country, and ultimately will impact your life. And so they should pay attention. I readily admit that some of the language is not the best. It's not user-friendly. Some of it can get a bit too legalese, if I could use that term. And some of the procedural can be a bit monotonous, I dare say boring.
We don't pay enough attention to our history, where we're coming from, and our children, likewise, do not really know how important it is to know about how bills are passed, how to lobby for their own environments. If they're going to school and the traffic is preventing them from walking across the street, do they know that they have an area representative who can address those things? So, as a community, we have to shoulder some of that responsibility. And that's one of the reasons why people don't pay attention, because they think, oh, going there, oh, they banter, they already know what they want to do, and it's just a quarrel to show who is what and a little power thing. It's much more than that.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
When we return, 17-year-old lupus patient in desperate need of blood.
Prepare for the heat and stay cool with a Reamer air conditioning unit from Benny's. Choose the right BTU unit size for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save money with an inverter unit that is energy efficient. When the heat is on, stay cool and comfortable with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Ream or Green. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
about the phasing out of single-use plastics and the enactment of pollution from the plastics regulations. One of the key components in this regulation states that for an item to be considered biodegradable, it must consist of more than 50% of bio-based content. Here, you will find out how the Department of the Environment determines what items meet the criteria and what equipment is being used to guide that process.
Since 2019, the Department of the Environment has been working with CIFAS in doing microplastics. Through this project, CIFAS has donated 2 microscope Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy equipment to strengthen capacities on monitoring and enforcement to reduce marine litter and plastic pollution. The FTIR can be used to identify unknown materials. The Department of the Environment will use the equipment to determine the composition of single-use plastics and biodegradable products to enforce the environmental protection, pollution from plastics regulations.
While we have a long way to go with the implementation of the pollution from plastics regulation, having this equipment is one step closer. For more information on what's being done about biodegradables and ways you can help, visit our website at www.doe.gov.bz.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added on for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix add-on for only $28.13 more. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
La formación del Centro Neurológico del Hospital Galenia es que esas enfermedades que son altamente complejas y que muchos de nuestros pacientes tenían que emigrar hacia otra parte de la República u otra parte de México ahora puedan ser atendidos aquí.
La atención quirúrgica en el centro neurológico se forma dentro de un grupo multidisciplinario que incluye tanto neurólogos, médicos internistas, ortopedistas, neurocirujanos, pediatras. Y este esfuerzo que se ha realizado para conjuntar todos los especialistas es para siempre brindar al paciente un abordaje multidisciplinario y transversal.
Evidentemente, mientras más rápido podamos llegar al diagnóstico de los pacientes, más rápido podemos tratarlos, resolverlos y por ende mejor resultado vamos a tener al final. Entonces creo que la prioridad y el fundamento principal de un proyecto como este es justamente eso, que no se pierda tiempo de forma innecesaria para poder al final del día llegar al mejor de los resultados con un tratamiento completo, integral y oportuno.
Y las visiones desde diferentes perspectivas nos permiten tener pues el mejor tratamiento y la mejor opción para el paciente.
Tenemos la capacidad técnica, operativa, profesional y la infraestructura de poder establecer una atención neurológica de alta calidad.
Tonight, a father is desperately seeking public assistance with providing the medical treatment his daughter is in desperate need of. For over a year, 17-year-old Adeline Arnold of Roaring Creek Village has struggled with a lupus diagnosis and is now seeking blood donations. According to her father, Ken Arnold, the disease runs in the family, and 2 of his daughters have now been diagnosed. He stopped by our office today to tell us that he appreciates all the help towards his daughter's cause.
And
just come to see if I could get a little help from my daughter too, with some blood, and just anybody willing to give the blood could go to the blood bank and give it up and just put her name, Adeline Ashanti Arnold, and I'd really appreciate it from anyone who willing to help my baby.
So what exactly are we looking for blood for? What has she been diagnosed with, and how long has she been struggling with that?
Well, for the past year and change, my baby just in and out of the hospital with this lupus and thing. Then the kidneys, it gets swell up, you know, and I mean, we don't have the money for, say, get out there and care to get the help, you know, but I'd just ask anybody who are willing to help her with the blood, or if you say that to get it over with, you know, so that you could feel much better. And I'd thank anybody who willing to do it, and God eyes with her heart, I appreciate it.
What type of blood does she have?
It could be A positive and O positive. That's what the doctor asked for. Because, well, from the time you take this effect of the sickness, you can't move, you can't do anything, you can't even walk and leave distance to where you get tired, and you know. And the lupus, we talk to people about lupus, and according to what people say, you have no cure. But God is our cure, you understand? And I'm willing to see and get up off of that bed and walk again and feel happy, because it's a baby girl and didn't start her life as yet, you know. And that's all I ask. If anybody don't want help, then I left the phone number for their mother is 607 932. I also have my number is 674 8122, and if you feel free to give me a call and we could talk about it and see what you could help with, or you know.
We end our newscast tonight with a recap of this year's St. George's Key Day ceremony and the September 10th Citizens Parade. Here are the sights and sounds. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.